Hi, everybody. Welcome as we get baseball underway here in Bossier City, Louisiana. It is down to the Final Four in Dixie Boys baseball. North Carolina and South Carolina tangling. And then a little later on, we'll have the final berth set in the championship. Wrapped over towards third by Lane Essery. And bobbled by Ron Robinson. There is a base runner on very quickly as North Carolina puts their leadoff guy aboard. Let's get that lineup set for you. For both, offensively for North Carolina, Lane Essery batting in the one spot. Boone Connor hits second. Zane Brockman is the three-hitter. Chris Ruffalo hits fourth. Landon Jenkins is the five-hitter. Cole Irby in the sixth spot. Devin Presley batting seventh. Alex Woody is the eight-hitter. A.J. Wiley in that nine spot. Wrapped over to deep short. Fielded on the backhand by Cunningham. Throw over to first. And it will wind up in the dugout, which gives another base runner another chance to move up 90 feet. So Lane Essery on, compliments of the E5. Boone Carter gets aboard, compliments of the E6. And a couple of base runners on, and both in scoring position. Game just underway. North Carolina taking on South Carolina, and brought to you by the city of North Charleston. North Charleston's Dixie Majors Baseball, the state of Louisiana Dixie Majors Baseball. City of Ozark, state of South Carolina Dixie Boys and Majors Baseball, the state of Virginia Dixie Boys and Majors Baseball, Cypress Plumbing, Washington County Tourism Department, all making our coverage possible. Slapped away by Zane Brockman over towards the screen. Taking a look at that South Carolina defense, Landon Deese is on the hill. Behind the plate, Jared Laney. The first baseman is Ashton Hudson. Second, Tyler Vespi. Shortstop for South Carolina is J.D. Cunningham. At third, Ron Robinson. In the outfield, Aiden Pomnitz is in left. Buddy Howard is in center. Landon Williams is in right field. It is hot in Louisiana. Temperatures today in the mid-90s. Got a feeling, haven't checked yet, but I would say probably heat indices in the 100-plus range. Well, it says it's 96 on the iPhone and feels like 104. 41% humidity and a 10% chance of showers. Winds out of the east-southeast at 7 miles an hour. So it is very warm getting this one started. Hit over towards Cunningham, scoops it up, goes to first with the throw. Gets Zane Brockman on the 6-3, but Essery comes in to score from third. And North Carolina gets on the board first. One away for Chris Ruffalo.
Now at the bat, number 45, Chris Ruffalo.
Landon Jenkins, the DH, moving to the on-deck circle. Deese with the windup, the delivery. It is out of the strike zone. Play started all the way back on Saturday. There were 12 teams here representing 11 states. And, of course, the host. Ruffalo swings it one low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 in, 1 on. In the top part of inning number 1. And Ruffalo awaits. Deese delivers. Popped up in the direction of right field. Looks like it will find the gap. It does. All the way to the fence on the one hop by Ruffalo. Carter will come in and score. And Ruffalo on his way to third. The throw, if it's there, has got him, but instead it's in the dirt. Bounces out of Robinson's mid, and Ruffalo's got a triple that brings in a run. North Carolina, a 2-zip advantage. Landon Jenkins coming to the plate. Cole Irby moving to the on-deck circle. Still 1 out, now 2 in for North Carolina. Wrapped over in the direction of right, just underneath the mid of Vespi at second, and Ruffalo will come in. Compliments of the Landon Jenkins single. And North Carolina making an early statement in this one. So a base runner over at first, another run in. Still 1 away here in the top part of inning number 1. Chopped over towards third. That is a fair ball. Hugs the line down into left field. Cole Irby rounding first on his way to second. Throw to third. Won't get Jenkins. And North Carolina with a couple of base runners in scoring position. A 3-zip advantage, North Carolina, and they're threatening to add more as Devin Presley comes to the plate with a couple of base runners on. And now a change at third. And, of course, a change at third in this particular instance means a change in center and a change in left. So Ron Robinson will go to left. Buddy Howard will move from center to third. And Aiden Pomnitz goes from left to center. So South Carolina very early in the game making some defensive adjustments. After an error at third and a shot down the line by Irby. Here's the 0-1 offering to Presley. Alex Woody to the on-deck circle. Got a piece of it. Fouls it off. 0-2. Top part of the game just underway. Couple of ball games this afternoon here in Bossier City, Louisiana. Got the junior boys playing baseball in their Final Four. It is fouled away. Mississippi and Louisiana battling in that one. And here you've got North Carolina and South Carolina. All for fighting for the right to play baseball tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the championship. Right at Cunningham at short. He will trot over to the bag and double up on Irby. Leaving a base runner on, but North Carolina with a productive top part of the inning. 3 runs will plate, and they take a 3-zip lead into the bottom of the first.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Big top part of the first, North Carolina bringing Essery, Carter, and Ruffalo in to make it a 3-zip advantage. As we head to the bottom part of the inning, Tyler Vespi will begin things for South Carolina. Big thanks to Cypress Plumbing, owned and operated by Victor and Gail Crowell. Cypress Plumbing Company is supportive of the Dixie Boys and Dixie Majors Baseball Organization. Gail previously served as the Florida Dixie Majors State Director and is a member of the Dixie Boys Baseball Hall of Fame. Cypress Plumbing, Inc. is proud to support broadcast of the Final Four of the Junior Dixie Boys. The Dixie Boys, the Pre-Majors, and Dixie Majors World Series. Congratulations, too, to the Florida State champs. And best of luck to all of the teams in the 2018 Boys Majors World Series event. Count even at 1 on Tyler Vespi. Swings, misses. And it is 1-2. Let's get that South Carolina lineup set for you. Tyler Vespi batting in the 1 spot. Buddy Howard is the 2-hitter. J.P. Cunningham in that 3 spot. Landon Deese is the 4 guy. Landon Williams batting 5th. Aiden Pomnitz is the 6-hitter. Ashton Hudson in the 7 spot. Jarrett Laney's got the 8 spot. Striking out is Vesby to begin the South Carolina first. And there is 1 away as Buddy Howard steps in. Jarrett Laney hitting 8th. Ron Robinson is the 9-hitter. Buddy Howard next. North Carolina's defense, Alex Woody on the hill. Behind the plate, Boone Carter. The first baseman is Cole Irby. And second, A.J. Wiley. Short lane, Essery. Zane Brockman is at third. There is a shot into left field, and Buddy Howard becomes the first South Carolina base runner of the ball game. And there is a base runner on here in the bottom part of the first. Game slated to go 7, but there are things that could keep it from going 7. If somebody's got a really big lead, say 15 after 3, about 10 after 4 or 5, then the game could wrap up early. Another base hit into left field. Cunningham following up the Howard single, and Howard motors his way to third. He'll be there safely. And with a throw to third, Cunningham will turn a single into 2. So a couple of base runners in scoring position for Landon Deese. North Carolina's outfield, Chris Ruffalo is in left. The center fielder is Landon Jenkins. And in right field, Devin Presley. Conversation between catcher and pitcher. And that center fielder, by the way, is Charlie Melton. So Melton batting, or actually being hit for in the 5 spot by Landon Jenkins, the DH. And it is Charlie Melton who is roaming center field for North Carolina. Couple of base runners on. South Carolina trying to quickly respond to the 3 runs that played in the top part of the inning. And Landon Deese with Howard and Cunningham in scoring position says he's the guy to do the job. Landon Williams moving to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss by Deese. One ball, 2 strikes, pitch high and away. It is a little bit overcast here in Bossier City, Louisiana. I mentioned that there is not much of a threat of rain, about a 10% chance, but cloud coverage moving in. It is fouled off by Deese. Just got here late last night, so I don't know what the weather's been like over the last 4 or 5 days, but I know everywhere we've been, it's been raining, and raining a lot. So I would assume Louisiana might be the same. 2-2 offering. Right back up the middle. Woody will pick up, fire over to first, get the out there. Deese goes down on the 1-3 put out. Howard will come in and score. Cunningham goes to third. And there's 2 gone for Landon Williams. And South Carolina on the board. By the way, got a lot of stuff going on today here on JockJive. Junior Dixie Boys, the AAA Ozone and Majors World Series in Lumberton, North Carolina, into their semis. And got another event up in Branson, Missouri at the Ballparks of America. Pitch got a piece of Williams. And Williams will take a trip over to first. And puts runners on the corners for Aiden Pomnitz. Ashton Hudson. He moves to the on-deck circle. Stepping out from behind the plate, Boone Carter offering instructions to the defense. South Carolina trying to knot this one up. Got a couple of base runners on. North Carolina is in the dark blue, South Carolina in the red. Had to get color coordinated with the scoreboard. Have them discombobulated. Have I mentioned that I am hue, I guess, dyslexic? But got them right now, blue and red. North Carolina in the blue, South Carolina in the red. Pitch outside of the strike zone. Count goes 2-1 on Pomnitz. Cunningham at third, Williams the base runner at first. 2 gone, 1 in for South Carolina. Here in the bottom part of the first. Runner at first, Williams will go with the pitch. And has the stolen base now in scoring position, and a base hit by Pomnitz likely ties the game up. North Carolina in the second sends the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to the plate. Woody, Wiley, and Essery, and now Pomnitz given the walk. And the base is loaded up for South Carolina. So runners at first, second, and third for South Carolina. Pomnitz at first, Williams at second. Cunningham, the base runner, at third. And it is Hudson who is asked to drive in 1, 2, or all 3 of them. Fouled away to the left side by Hudson. Jarrett Laney moving to the on-deck circle. Just a little bit low with the pitch, and the count evens at 1. First of a couple of games today in Dixie boys baseball. Of course, the junior boys playing today as well. They will get down to their championship 2 after this one wraps up. As will we. It is popped up by Hudson and gets out of play. Well, not only do we thank all the folks that we did thank in the opening, also a big thank you to the states of Tennessee and Georgia for helping to make this coverage possible. Swing and a miss by Hudson. 3 are left on. 1 will come in and score. A 3-zip North Carolina lead becomes a 3-1 contest as we head to the top of the second near the bottom of the order. 8, 9, and 1 coming to the plate for North Carolina when we come back.
Dixie Boys Baseball is proud to support this broadcast. D. Mark Mitchell, Alabama State Director, along with the Alabama Board of Directors, congratulates all the teams in World Series play. We're glad that we can help support the live broadcast of the Final Four. 2018 Junior Boys and Dixie Boys Alabama State champions from Fairhope and Opelika are great representatives for our state program. World Series tournament play is an exciting time for everyone. The Alabama Dixie Boys Board, with D. Mark Mitchell as State Director, takes this opportunity to thank the many leagues in Alabama that play Dixie Boys baseball. We wish all of our teams the very best, and we're proud of our state and the many communities that serve as a host site for the Dixie World Series.
Louisiana Dixie Boys baseball proud to support this broadcast. Keith Powell, Louisiana State Director, along with the Louisiana Board of Directors, congratulates all of the teams in World Series play. We are glad we can help support the live broadcast of the Final Four. 2008 Junior Boys and Dixie Boys Louisiana State champions from Jefferson Parish Recreation Department, JPRD East, and Jefferson Parish Recreation Department, JPRD West. Our great representatives for our state program, our host teams from Bossier City, will do an outstanding job of representing their home community and our state. World Series tournament play is an exciting time for everyone. Top of the second, Alex Woody starting things off. A.J. Wiley, Lane Essery due up in the inning, too. It is fouled off by Woody. I say thanks, too, to all the folks here in Bossier City, Louisiana. Got to the park at about 11 o'clock, and it wasn't, here's what we're doing, stay out of our way. It's how can we help you? And I appreciate that. And all the H2O and rides from center field to the press box. And those are important to an old geezer. So thank you very much folks here. It is dribbled right back out to the mound, picked up by Deese. He will go over to first, and Woody is out on the 1-3 putout. One out for A.J. Wiley. Wiley batting in the 9 spot, top of the order, awaits. It is wrapped to short. Cunningham on the 3-hopper. Over to first goes the throw, and Wiley becomes a 6-3 putout. Two gone as we go back to the top of the order. Lane Essery, who reached on an error and scored a run in the first, back into the batter's box here in the second. Boone Carter moving to the on-deck circle. By the way, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at JockJive on Twitter, JockJive Sports on Facebook. Scores, schedules, and more, we give it to you. And while you're at it, might as well follow us, or at least subscribe to our YouTube channel. And make it a little easier to find some of the youth sports that's on YouTube. All of the youth sports, a lot of the high school football wind up on our YouTube channel, so it's a little shorter path to the coverage if you subscribe. 2-2 offering to Essery. Lifted in the direction of center field, coming in to make the catch. That is Aiden Pomnitz. And the second a little different than the first for North Carolina. In the first, they send 7 to the plate and 3 home. In the second, they send 3 up and 3 go down. We head to the bottom of the second. 8-9-1 coming up for South Carolina when we come back.
She's frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
South Carolina Dixie Boys and Majors Baseball proud to support this broadcast. Shannon Loper, South Carolina State Director, and Brian Harlan, Assistant State Director, along with the entire South Carolina Board of Directors, wish all the teams the best in World Series play. We're glad that we could help support the live broadcast of the Final Four of the World Series that's being held in Monroe, also the one that was in Chipley and finished in Ozark, and the one here in Bossier City. Congratulate all of our teams from Moncks Corner and Lancaster. Visit the Dixie.org/boys website for the latest information. Jaron Laney starting things off in the bottom of the second for South Carolina. Ron Robinson, Tyler Vespi due up in the inning too. Couple of pitches into the at-bat for Laney, one into the strike zone, the other outside of it. Outside with the pitch to Laney, 2-1. Well, as you can tell by the natural sound coming from the diamond, we are close to something. It looks like probably a military base here in Bossier City. An Air Force Base here as that one is wrapped up the middle. Laney gets on with a leadoff single. Well, I noticed it wasn't passenger planes that were flying over. It was military aircraft. So it is an Air Force Base that's here in the Bossier City area. Ron Robinson to the plate with Laney on. One away here, nobody away here in the bottom part of the second. North Carolina trying to put a few outs on the board, but South Carolina likes it the way it is, out free, as Robinson swings and misses. Tyler Vespi to the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1 offering. It is bunted right back out in front of the plate. Retrieved by Woody, goes over to first. We'll get Robinson, but Robinson does as asked. Lays down the sacrifice that gets Laney into scoring position.
Next up the bat for South Carolina, number 7, Tyler Vespi.
One away for Tyler Vespi. Vespi struck out in the first, batting here in the second. Buddy Howard moving to the on-deck circle. 3-1 contest into the dirt. Laney easily over to third. And the wild pitch puts Laney 90 feet from home. And Laney represents the run that could cut the lead in half. 1 ball, no strikes on Vespi. Buddy Howard moving to the on-deck circle. North Carolina in the top part of the inning goes 1-2-3. Woody grounds out to the pitcher. Wiley to short. And Essery with a fly out to center field. And that's how the top part of the inning goes. And here we are in the bottom part. Outside of the strike zone, 2-1 to Vespi. Well, baseball season winding down. Longest part of the year for us starts in January. And we'll wrap up on Saturday in Missouri. Wrapped into left field. There is a base hit by Vespi. It brings in Laney. And all of a sudden, South Carolina's within a run. So Vespi with the RBI single.
Number 34, Buddy Howard.
Buddy Howard coming to the plate. Not much of a break between baseball and football. Football starts on the 23rd. We'll be in Corsicana, Texas for Georgia Military College and Navarro. And then the next day, Bluefield, West Virginia, as Graham and Bluefield battle in the Great American Rivalry Series. 1-0 pitch to Howard. That is smacked in the direction of left center field and rolls all the way to the fence. Vespi is about to tie this one up. Rounds third, comes home. Buddy Howard's double makes it 3-3. So South Carolina undaunted by the 3 runs that played in the top part of the first for North Carolina. And have fought back and knotted this one up at 3 each. And with a base runner in scoring position, an opportunity for South Carolina to take the lead. Swing and a miss by Cunningham. JP with a single in the first. Batting here in the second, Landon Deese moves to the on-deck circle. Big cut, no contact for Cunningham. Fence is about 300 feet away, and Cunningham wanted it on the other side of that chain link. And the count runs to 0-2 on Cunningham. 0-2 offering upstairs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just missed a tad high to Cunningham. And the count runs through full at 3 balls and a couple of strikes. Throw goes down to third. Howard safely there. Stolen base for Buddy Howard. And now the go-ahead run is at third for Cunningham. Landon Deese on deck. Swing, a miss. Out goes Cunningham for out number 2. And for Alex Woody, it is strikeout number 3. He fanned Vespi and Hudson in the first. It's Cunningham here in the second. 2 gone for Landon Deese. Fouled away. Deese wrapped into a 1-3 that scored South Carolina's first run. It brought in Buddy Howard an inning back. North Carolina's third starts at the 2 spot. Carter, Brockman, and Ruffalo all coming to the plate for the guys wearing dark blue. One ball, 1 strike on Deese. Landon Williams hoping to come to the plate next here in the second. Outside of the strike zone to Deese. Here is the 2-1 offering. Swung on and missed. Count goes level. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in. Base runner at third, Landon Deese, awaiting the Alex Woody pitch, the left-hander. Deals, it is wrapped towards third. Well, I don't know that he could have thrown out Deese anyway, but Zane Brockman, when he left something pretty important behind, if you're going to get the 5-3. The baseball was laying over in the dirt. But Deese will go to first, and South Carolina will take the lead here in the bottom of the second.
Now at the bat, number 2, Landon Williams.
And did we score that as an E or an H? Base hit. So Deese getting an RBI as well. Landon Williams coming to the plate. It was going to be difficult. Even if Brockman fielded cleanly over at third, it was going to be a difficult play. But when he bobbled, that was a guarantee that Deese was on, and he's over at first for Landon Williams. A 1 pitch, swung on and missed by Williams, 0-2. Williams hit by a pitch, stole a base, and was stranded at second in the first. Into the dirt just prior to the plate. One ball, couple of strikes, too far inside. Landon Williams will spin away. What is that in ballet? It's the Perrier to get out of the way of the pitch from Woody. Into the dirt. And Woody, who was ahead on the count, 0-2, all of a sudden it's run full at 3-2. Got a bit of a breeze. You can probably hear in the field, Mike. We can see in the flags in center field that it's rather brisk. It appears to be swirling sometimes in, sometimes out. It is fouled away by Williams. Aiden Pomnitz moving to the on-deck circle. Throw over to first at the time Deese breaks to second. And he's going to get tagged out. So Williams either picked the wrong time to run or Woody the right time to throw. And out will go Deese. But 3 runs will play. South Carolina will take a 1-run lead into the top of the third.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Virginia Dixie Boys Baseball proud to support this broadcast. Ken Nelson, Virginia State Director, along with the Virginia Board of Directors, congratulates all of the teams in World Series play. We're glad that we could help support the live broadcast of the Final Four. 2018 Virginia State champs from Charlotte County, Virginia. Great reps for the state program. Charlotte County, Virginia won a Virginia State championship in junior boys, Dixie boys, and 15U. What an accomplishment. Glad to have our junior boys and Dixie boys state champs participate in the World Series event here in Bossier City. And many volunteers making it possible. World Series play, an exciting time for everyone. Top part of the third, North Carolina in a different situation here in the top part of the third as compared to the top part of the first or second. They find themselves down by a run. South Carolina getting a total of 4 base hits in the second inning and plating 3 runs. And now lead it by 1. Popped up by Carter. Back onto the grass at third goes Howard and then steps onto the dirt to make the catch. Carter is out, number 1. One away for Zane Brockman. Chris Ruffalo moving to the on-deck circle. Brockman wrapped into the 6-3 and drove in 1 in the first. Batting here in the third. Landon D certainly settling down after the first. He has sat down 6 in a row. Rolled to Cunningham. Over to first goes the throw, and Cunningham gets Brockman on the 6-3. 2 gone for Chris Ruffalo. Landon Jenkins moves to the on-deck circle. Into the strike zone with the first pitch to Ruffalo. Ruffalo with a base hit, an RBI, and a run scored back in the first. Hit again to Cunningham. Again he fields. Again he throws, and again North Carolina's got a base run around on the 6-3. Another 3 up, 3 down. Top part of the inning. We go to the bottom of the inning. 4-3 South Carolina. Williams, Pomnitz, and Hudson all coming up.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Florida Dixie Boys Baseball proud to support this broadcast. Frank Hagler, Florida Dixie Boys and Major State Director, and Denise Stallings, Assistant Director, wish all the teams the very best. We recognize the commitment necessary to reach this point, and are glad we can help support the live broadcast of the Final Four of the Dixie Junior Boys and Dixie Boys World Series. The 2018 Florida State champions from Spring Hill, Florida, and West Seminole are great representatives for our Junior Boys and Dixie Boys divisions. High with the opening pitch to Landon Williams as we get the bottom of the third underway. Aiden Pomnitz, Ashton Hudson due up in the inning too. Do we have some clouds building? I'm keeping you updated on the weather. Got some clouds building on the horizon. Hopefully that's just to provide some shade and not to provide any water. Low and away with the pitch, and Williams will get a walk to first.
Now up to the plate, number 29, Aiden Pomnitz.
Landon Williams gets on with a walk. Aiden Pomnitz coming to the plate, and now Alex Woody will get a visit. Woody gave up a couple of hits in the first, gave up 4 in the second. He has struck out a total of 3, and with the walk of Williams has now walked 2. And the early indications aren't that he's going, but just that he's going to be, well, now he is indeed going. He is headed to the dugout, which obviously means the day is done, at least on the mound for Alex Woody. So when it looked like he would stay in, instead he goes. So we will take a break as well. Be right back here on JockJive Sports.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
New pitcher on the hill is Chris Ruffalo. Ruffalo coming in from left field. Alex Woody still in the game, but he goes to where Ruffalo was previously, out in left. So the two swapping spots. Alex Woody, 59 pitches, worked officially a couple of innings, faced 14, struck out 3, walked 2, gave up 6 hits, thus far 4 runs. But there is a base runner on, and that would be the responsibility of Alex Woody. So Chris Ruffalo has got all his warm-up tosses in, and we are set for play to get back underway as the clouds continue to build. Well, if they haven't had any rain prior to today, maybe it's me. Everywhere I've gone lately, it's been raining. And the clouds are certainly building to whatever direction that is. My directions are like my math and like my science skills, very suspect. Into the strike zone on the outside part of the plate to Pomnitz. Understand, too, that going into the top of the 4th, there is a 10-minute heat break. As hit by the pitch is Pomnitz, and that's Smarts. Got him somewhere around the 2 and the 9. And Pomnitz hit by Ruffalo, and if you're going to get hit, you'd prefer something like a changeup or a breaking pitch. I think that was the fastball from Ruffalo that dinged him. And Pomnitz still trying to recover from the kidney shot. He is over at first. Ashton Hudson coming to the plate next. And everybody checking on Pomnitz. He says, I'm okay. Hudson steps in, couple of base runners on, bottom of the third. And then wind continuing to pick up, blowing into the face of the hitter. High and inside with a toss to Hudson. Jarrett Laney moves to the on-deck circle. High with a pitch to Hudson, 2-0. Well, we were at the 15U in Ozark. Pre-majors in Chipley, which wound up in Ozark. Majors in Monroe. Pitch is way too tall, 3-0 to Hudson. And now here we are in Bossier City, Louisiana. Junior and the Dixie Boys World Series Final Four. Thanks so much to Commissioner of Dixie Boys Baseball, Sandy Jones, providing the opportunity way out of the strike zone, and the base is loaded up. And loaded up, compliments of North Carolina pitching. Woody walked Williams, then Ruffalo hits Pomnitz and walks Hudson. And that might be it for Ruffalo. Looks like Charlie Melton is making his way in from center field. So North Carolina trying to find the right hurler to put an end to the bottom part of the third. So with another break, we pause in the action here on JockJive Sports.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Charlie Melton to the plate after Chris Ruffalo throws 6 tosses to home plate. Did not get an out. Obviously faced 2. No strikeouts. 1 walk, 1 hit batsman. And now Charlie Melton pitching to Jarrett Laney. As the wind continues to pick up here. It has gotten very windy. Yeah, blowing into the face of the hitter. It has gotten, as you can see on the screen, very cloudy as well. On the corner, strike 1 to Jarrett Laney. So Melton coming in for Ruffalo. Delivers 1 outside of the strike zone, puts the other one into it. And the count goes even at 1. Ron Robinson moving to the on-deck circle. That one close but misses. And it is 2-1. Foul back, count goes even at 2. Well, Well, obviously you are hearing some disgruntled fans with the pitch count or the calling of the balls and strikes. Don't have one of those 7-second delay buttons we can pop. Count even at 2. Popped up over towards right field. That is a fair ball. Drops just inside the chalk. Williams will come in and score. Here comes Pomnitz. He scores as well on Jarrett Laney's fluttering bloop single over to right. And South Carolina now taking a 3-run lead. Ron Robinson next. He laid down a sacrifice in the second, then got Laney into scoring position. There is a strike on the outside part of the plate to Melton. That closes the books, by the way, on Woody. Woody will allow a total of 6 runs. Actually, 5 of the 6 runs charged to Woody. Couple of innings of work, 14 he faced, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits, and 5 runs allowed. Outside with a pitch to Robinson. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tyler Vespi moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-1 offering from Melton. Got the outside part of the plate. Count evens up. Still nobody out here in the bottom part of the third. Vespi to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Now there is Robinson. Struck out by Melton.
Now up to bat, number 7, Tyler Vespi.
1 away as we go back to the top of the order. Tyler Vespi steps in. Vespi struck out on the first single, then drove in a run in the second, scored a run as well. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Buddy Howard to the on-deck circle. Couple of base runners on, into the strike zone from Melton. North Carolina's 4th, Jenkins, Irby, and Presley. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Nothing in 2. Melton's delivery, it's low outside as well. Well, we understand we're slated for a heat break of 10 minutes at the top of the 4th. I wonder if that changes at all, as that one is fouled off of catcher Boone Carter. Boy, he took a shot, and he is down. Appreciate the show of classmanship, too, by Vespi. Vespi and going over to immediately check on Boone Carter. Well, you got all kinds of gear, but doesn't seem to matter how much you got. Something is not protected. And apparently that something got popped. And it looks like maybe the arm, the forearm, the bicep that Boone Carter is currently flexing. So a break in the action here in the bottom part of the third. A couple of base runners on, 2 have come in and scored. It's a 6-3 contest, but the focus currently on Carter. And now reaching for the bicep. So apparently once it was fouled off by Vespi, got him on the arm. Says he's okay, says he'll stay in, gets the headgear back on, gets ready to step behind the plate. Vespi back into the box. Buddy Howard to the on-deck circle. And now the umpire just wants to make sure, apparently, that he is okay to be in the game. Just a precautionary measure, likely, as he will head to the dugout. Well, it's interesting. I mean, this is not like a concussion type protocol. So got him on the arm. So I don't know if it's mandatory that you just make sure everything's working and working right. The medics are checking out the bicep currently of Carter. Meanwhile, Melton will stay warm. And he's been checked out. Carter's okay, comes back onto the diamond. And we're going to get back to the baseball. One away, bottom of the third. Top of the order batting it is Vespi. And Vespi fouling off a pitch that got Carter. And thus the break in play. Carter's been checked out. Everything's fine. And Vespi's about to step back into the box. Carter had already said he was okay, but the umpire, as a precautionary measure, just wanted the medics to check on him. So everything's been given the green light as Vespi steps back in. Buddy Howard moving to the on-deck circle. Pitch is fouled away, and it stays 1-2 on Vespi. One ball, couple of strikes. Hit towards the gap, right field. That will drop in. Over to cut it off is Presley, but the bases are loaded for South Carolina. Hudson to third, Laney's at second. Vespi is the base runner at first. And Buddy Howard coming to the plate with things loaded up. He is 2 for 2, a single, a double. Has scored twice, stolen a base, and driven in a run. We're only 3 innings in, but it's been a good day already for Buddy Howard. Into the strike zone with a Charlie Melton pitch. No 1 pitch, misses low, and the count evens. Base runners at first, second, and third. Here in the bottom of the third. J.P. Cunningham moving to the on-deck circle. Big cut, no contact. Swing, a miss, and Howard out number 2. And for Charlie Melton, it's K number 2. 2 gone for J.P. Cunningham. Cunningham singled in the first, struck out in the second. He is 1 for 2 in the game. He goes to the screen, but runners hold. The screen is not particularly deep here. So if it gets by the catcher and goes to the screen, it's not a guarantee that you can come in from third. Into the strike zone, and the count evens up. One ball, 1 strike. Swing, a miss. Cunningham 1-2. Missing the strike zone, count evens up. Boy, it has gotten windy, blustery, and those are not particularly good signs. 2-2 offering. Swing a miss. Cunningham strikes out. Bases left loaded. That's the second time in the game that South Carolina has Left somebody stranded at first, second, and third. We have played 3 complete. It looks like, I guess, maybe because of the weather, they're going to skip the heat break. And I think the official, too, has just indicated, listen, the weather does not look like it's going to be particularly cooperative, so let's go ahead and keep playing baseball. So the mandatory heat break has been skipped because of what looks like it's coming, rain, and we will get to the top of the 4th right after this.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
One away here in the top part of the 4th, Landon Jenkins with a line out. Cole Irby popping it up in the direction of left. Well, this wind is such that it could be something that's in foul territory and blown back onto the field. It is very, very windy here in Bossier City. Slow roller by Irby, trying to backhand it as Dees cannot, and then Cunningham tried to get it and fire over and could not. So a couple of South Carolina mitts got on it, but nobody could bring it in. Irby is on, compliments of the error. And the base runner on for North Carolina. Here in the top part of the 4th, Devin Presley to the on-deck circle. We got a lot of electronics outside. I tried to get some that was nearby during the break, so that's why a little late in getting you the Landon Jenkins line out. Irby reaching on the air. Devin Presley has lined out 2 previously. He did it in the 1st, lined out to short. Alex Woody. He moves to the on-deck circle. Snap throw over to first, diving back safely is Irby. You can hear in the field, Mike, just how windy it is here. It is overcast. Although, admittedly, it's not quite as bad once you step outside. The windows here are tinted a bit in the box, and that makes it look a little darker than it actually is outside. But you can tell that it is indeed windy. 2-1 offering to Presley. Swing and a miss. South Carolina stranding 3 again in the 3rd. They have now left a total of 6 on. And have done that in just 3 innings of baseball. One away, 1 aboard here in the top part of the 4th. We were to have a heat break, but because of the threat of inclement weather did not. Scooped up over in right field by Williams. Fires to second. Throw going to third, and will get Cole Irby. So Landon Williams misfiring on the throw to second, but it's retrieved, and Irby winds up getting gunned down at third. And there's two gone. Davin Presley with the throw to third goes to second. Alex Woody coming to the plate. Woody wrapped into a 1-3 in the second. A.J. Wiley moving to the on-deck circle. Pitch is just a little bit outside. Swing and a miss. One ball, one strike. Woody, who wrapped into the 1-3, is the first out of the second inning, batting here in the fourth with two gone and a base runner on. Got a piece of it and foul tips it back into the mid of Laney. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swing, a miss. Woody goes down. Presley stays on. Nobody scores in the North Carolina fourth. We go to the bottom of the inning. Still 6 for one of the Carolinas, the South Carolina, and 3 for the team out of North.
She's frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Tennessee Dixie Boys in Majors Baseball proud to support this broadcast. David Johnson, Tennessee State Director, along with the entire Tennessee Board of Directors, wish all of the teams the best in World Series play. We're glad that we can help support the live broadcast of the Final Four. It's being held right here in Bossier. Congratulations to the 2 state champs from Tennessee. Dyersburg, home for those 2 title teams. Visit the website at dixie.org/boys for the latest information. Landon D starts off the bottom of the fourth. A 6-3 South Carolina lead. North Carolina scored the first 3 runs of the game. South Carolina has scored the 6 since. Into the strike zone with the opening pitch to Deese. Charlie Melton, the 3rd pitcher used this afternoon for North Carolina. Woody got the start. Ruffalo came in and faced 2. And now it is Melton on the hill. Here is the 0-2 offering. Melton stepping off the rubber to the backside of the hill, now back on. 0-2 offering. Just a little bit low. It's outside as well. One ball, couple of strikes. Landon Deese wrapped into the 1-3 in the first, then drove in a run. Then he had a single that drove in a run in the second. So 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. Only chance for an RBI here is to send it over the fence, and in this pretty brisk breeze, that's going to be a tough task. Wrapped over towards first, foul. And it stays 2-2. Popped up, gets out of play by Deese. Outside, count runs full. 3 balls, couple of strikes on Deese. Your double dose of Landons. Got a Landon Deese, a Landon Williams. 4 and 5 spots batting here in the bottom part of the fourth. Aiden Pomnitz moving to the on-deck circle. Popped up. Nothing is routine, by the way. There's a nice reach over the fence. Cole Irby reaches over the fence, makes the catch of the Landon Deese popper. What a nice defensive play by Irby, and what makes it even more impressive is he's battling this wind. That's tough if it's routine. Extra tough on a day like today. First pitch to Landon Williams. Catching the inside part of the plate, strike one. Williams hit by a pitch and walked. Well, it is windy. You can see, as a matter of fact, Boone Carter, the North Carolina catcher, holding his mitt to his head to block his eyes from the dirt kicking up. Right underneath the mitt at short of Essery, and that will travel into center field. And Landon Williams will get on for South Carolina with one away here in the bottom of the fourth. Aiden Pomnitz next. He has walked and been hit by a pitch. Ashton Hudson moving to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. A ball, a strike, and out, a base runner, a 3-run lead, bottom of the fourth, South Carolina. A game that goes 6 or 7, 7-inning game. Got some guys up here in the box that know baseball. Me, I'm just, following their lead. Caught a lot of stuff, though, and I know we were doing some AAA ozone and majors over the weekend, and they go 6. But these guys will go 7. 2-1 pitch. Outside of the strike zone, 3-1. Well, there's nobody in the stands complaining about the overcast conditions, and really not even the wind if it won't rain. The overcast and the wind making things pleasant for the fans. Pomnitz given a walk and a couple of base runners on for South Carolina. So a couple of base runners on for Ashton Hudson. Jarrett Laney moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the Melton pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate to Hudson, who was struck out and walked. Was the last out of the first inning and walked in the third, batting here in the fourth with a couple of base runners on. Popped up, shallow right. Irby was back onto the grass and now comes back onto the dirt and cannot make the catch. That's compliments of a very, very windy day. And now you got the infield fly rule in effect, and Irby stays down. Irby hasn't moved, and now moving a little since going down. Well, I didn't see what, and I was watching Irby, what created the issue, but apparently he just got all twisted around. That wind creating havoc with a high fly ball, and when he came back onto the grass and made that onto the dirt from the grass, apparently some kind of odd fall that got him twisted in a way that baseball bodies aren't supposed to twist. And now he is being tended to. Well, while we've got the break, let's pause and come right back. Obviously, what appeared fairly routine was anything but. Irby requiring medical attention. He has gotten up. He is in the squatted position and now trying to walk it off. But apparently when he got twisted around on the grass, came back to the dirt, trying to make the catch on the popper by Hudson, he just came down in a very awkward way. And as a result, the small ambulance for matters such as these came onto the field. Rain beginning to fall, by the way, here to go along with these very, very rough winds. We are anticipating getting play back underway, and still hard to say, too, how heavy rains will get. As hard as the wind is blowing, maybe it'll just blow most of this stuff over, but we will see. Irby is still out in right field, and he's still trying to recuperate. They're going to give him ample time to do just that. We'll take one more break. Be right back. well-deserved high fives over on the bench.
That was a great hit. Right here on JockJive.com.
Miller dropping in the three.
Breaking ball, high drive, right center field. For the triangle it goes.
Popped up over into foul territory, and Murdoch, did he make? Murdoch looking for another TD toss. He's got it. Touchdown. Well, you are seeing droplets of rain because it has been raining. Sun, it's one of those odd situations where you've got rain, you've got sun, you've got wind, all in one nice tiny little package. But the sun is actually shining through now, but it's still very windy. The rain, I'm not sure that it is still falling, but it has, and that's why you can see some droplets of rain. Well, a lengthy opportunity for Irby to try to recover, and he could not, and he will leave the contest. Alex Woody will go over to first. Chris Ruffalo goes back to left field. And now Charlie Melton delivering with a pitch. 2 gone, 2 on, both in scoring position here in the bottom part of inning number 4. Jarrett Laney rolling it over to second. Bit of a bobble there by Wiley. Able to recover, get it to first, and get Laney on the 4-3 putout. Couple of base runners stranded. That is 8 now left on through 4 innings for South Carolina. Kind of a tumultuous inning. And the injury of Carter, the injury to Irby. Carter stays, Irby goes. Speaking of going, that's where we head, to the top of the 5th here on JockJive Sports.
Ozark, a quaint southern town in southeast Alabama, home of Fort Rucker, the world's largest helicopter training facility, and the Army Aviation Museum. While you're in Ozark, enjoy unique shopping and dining. Visit our beautifully manicured downtown square, home of Claybank Jamboree and the Ozark Crawdad and Music Festival. Relax at Ed Lisenby Lake with its excellent fishing and 3-mile walking and birding trail. But no baseball enthusiast can leave Ozark without visiting historic Eagle Stadium, built in 1946. Come enjoy Ozark.
Georgia-Dixie Boys Majors Baseball proud to support this broadcast. Jimmy Smith, Georgia State Director, wishes all of the teams the best in World Series play. We're glad we could help support the live broadcast of the Final Four of the World Series being held here in Bossier City, Louisiana, and congratulate all of our state championship teams from Newton County and Columbia County. They are great representatives of our program. Still windy, not as cloudy. Don't think the showers are still falling. They were very, very brief. Just enough to put some water on the windshield. And we head to the bottom of the order in the top of the 5th for North Carolina. A.J. Wiley coming to the plate. And don't forget about following us on Facebook and Twitter. We're trying to get to 11,500 Facebook likes. I call us the costume jewelry of the social media world. We like big, gaudy numbers. So 11,500 is the current goal. And yeah, when we get it, we'll shoot for something else. And let's see where we're at. I think we're close, as it is bunted foul by Wiley. We are at 11,492. Need just 8 more. So you can open up a brand new browser. Don't have to close out the browser that's got the game coverage. Go to Facebook, like us, roll towards second. Vespi will send it over to first, and Wiley is out number 1. 1 away for Lane Essery.
Now back to the top, number 10, Lane Essery.
Essery has got on compliments of an error at third, and he's popped out to center field. Eventually, we hope to get to 12,000 likes by the end of the summer. Would like to be able to say we're going to give some grand prize to the 12,000th like. But we're not. Our budget won't allow. But if our appreciation means anything, you'd have that. Thinking about a swing, Essery might should have. It's into the strike zone. And the count goes 1-2 on Essery. Boone Carter moves to the on-deck circle. Wrapped over towards third. Howard knocks it down, tracks it down, fires over to first, and then throws it away. Over the head of Hudson, and that's going to allow Essery to get to second. That is the 4th South Carolina error of the game. Typically, it's the team with the most errors that's got the least number of runs. But not in this one. South Carolina, 4 errors, 6 runs, leading it by 3. Wrapped into left field. Boone Carter with a base hit. And the bases now with runners at first and third. And by the way, in a moment, you are going to see a gentleman wipe in front of the camera, say hi to everybody, or hi mom, whatever the normal stuff is. Carter on with a single. Thanks so much to the gentleman who, well, I guess the driplets are now the drudgings. Over into left field. That will bring in Essery. North Carolina will get their first run since the first inning. And a couple of base runners are on for Chris Ruffalo. So Zane Brockman with a single that drives in a run. Carter goes to third, Brockman at first. Well, thanks so much to the gentleman whose task is to make it easier for us to see what's going on the diamond beneath. Wrapped up the middle, base hit. Ruffalo will bring in Carter. And here comes North Carolina. Back-to-back-to-back singles on the last 2 RBI shots. North Carolina within 1 with 1 away and a base runner at first and second. Landon Jenkins with an RBI single in the first. He lined out to first in the 4th. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Jenkins. Misses 2-0. Three out of the strike zone. Jenkins, 3 balls, no strikes. RBI single came in the first. The line out to first came in the 4th. And there is the walk that puts Jenkins on. Marty Levengood batting in the spot previously occupied by Cole Irby. Irby, of course, injured in the bottom of the 4th, comes out of the ball game, and it is Levengood who steps into the batter's box with the bases loaded, 1 away. Well, weather beginning to settle down a little bit. Sun has broken through, wind has died down a little, not a lot. Into the strike zone with the pitch to Levengood. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Tough situation for Levengood. Coming in for Irby. After Irby gets injured, And he is placed in with the bases loaded. And takes a called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate.
Next up the bat, number 9, Devin Presley.
2 down for Devin Presley. Presley is lined out to short and singled. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Alex Woody moving to the on-deck circle. This is not a particularly deep North Carolina roster, so with the loss of Irby, there's just not a lot of depth on the bench. One ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 5th, Ron Robinson, Taylor Besby, Buddy Howard coming up. Presley kicking himself after the swing and miss. Count evens. Got a piece of it, 1 and 2. Mississippi and Louisiana battling in junior Dixie boys action. Randy Guilford has got live coverage of that one. Fouled away. And here is North Carolina and South Carolina. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swing, a miss. Presley will go down. 3 will be left aboard, but North Carolina plates a pair of runs. They get to within 1. It's a 6-5 game as we head to the bottom of the 5th and to the bottom of the order for South Carolina.
Plumbing Incorporated, serving Polk County for over 24 years. A family-owned and operated business, we complete repairs and service for residential or commercial customers. Licensed, bonded, and insured, we specialize in backflow installation, repipes, drain cleaning, leak repairs, water heaters, and kitchen and bathroom plumbing remodels. Customer service is our #1 priority. 24-hour emergency service and senior discounts are available. Call 863-294-7319 or visit our website today.
The Virginia Dixie Boys born with Ken Nelson as boys state director and Ronnie Adams, major state director. Takes this opportunity to thank the many leagues in Virginia that play Dixie Boys baseball. We wish all of our teams the very best. We're also proud of our state and the many communities that serve as host sites for our tournaments. Dixie Boys Baseball of Louisiana wishes our teams from Louisiana the best in World Series play. Being held in Pineville, the state of Louisiana has won 5 junior boys titles, the latest in 2017. Since World Series play began in 1996, while also capturing 7 titles in Dixie boys play since '63. Congratulations to our Louisiana State Championship teams, coaches, and league officials. We congratulate our 2018 state champs from Jefferson Parish. Our Louisiana program is also very proud of our host team from Bossier. Hope that you will win another title for Louisiana. Keith Powell is the state director. Don Boudin serving as assistant state director, and I probably butchered the last name. My apologies, Don. Count even at 1. Bottom part of the 5th, bottom of the order. Ron Robinson starting things off. Fouls it against the screen. 1 and 2. Tyler Vespi, Buddy Howard due up in the inning too. Well, it looks as if we may have weathered the storm. And got something rather minimum when it sure at several points looked like it could be major. Fouled off by Robinson. He laid down a sacrifice in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. Couple of games today. This the first of 2. And then 1, maybe 2 tomorrow. 1-2 offering to Robinson on the corner. And Robinson strikes out to begin the 5th. For Melton, that is K number 4 now. 4 Ks in the game. And there's one out as we go back to the top of the order. Tyler Vespi, who struck out and singled twice, is next. 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Wrapped over towards third. Brockman's got it over to first. And Vespi is out number 2. Two gone for Buddy Howard. Buddy Howard has singled, doubled, and struck out. 2 for 3, has scored a couple of runs, drove in one. Wraps it into left field. There is the 10th base hit of the game for South Carolina. And South Carolina does again in the 5th what they've done every inning, and that's put somebody on. Have had runners in innings 1, 2, 3, and 4, and have the same here in the 5th. High inside pitch to Howard. I make that to Cunningham. Howard is the base runner at first. Couple of pitches outside of the strike zone to Cunningham. Cunningham a single and 2 strikeouts. Single to the first, struck out in the second and third. As a base runner at first, Howard. Landon Deese is on deck. .30 pitch winds up in the strike zone. North Carolina's 6th starts with the 8, 9, and 1 spots. Alex Woody, A.J. Wiley, Lane Essery. There's the walk given to Cunningham. And now a couple of base runners on for South Carolina. So a couple of base runners on for Landon Deese. Deese with a couple of RBIs. He is 1 for 3. And Carter going out to have a conversation with Charlie Melton. Alex Woody got the start, worked 2 innings. Chris Ruffalo came in, faced 2 hitters, and since then it's been Charlie Melton. On the outside part of the plate to Deese. South Carolina leaving 8 runners stranded. Left the bases loaded in both the first and third innings. 0-1 pitch. Another one in the strike zone, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 offering, fouled away. This North Carolina team from Kings Mountain, South Carolina squad, they call Lancaster home. Meeting here in Bossier City, Louisiana. Vying for the right to get to championship day. Deese awaiting the 0-2, floats it over in the direction of right, but out of play. One hour, 40 minutes into this one. And in the bottom part of the 5th in a 6-5 contest. A berth in the championship at stake. Deese able to get just a piece of it and send it foul. Landon Deese out number 2 in the first inning, 3rd out in the 2nd. And And that was, by the way, after getting a single, but getting picked off at first. Popped up over in the direction of Alex Woody, now playing first with the exit of Cole Irby. But Woody can't get to that when it's out of play. Landon Deese awaiting the 0-2. Instead, the spin and the throw to second, getting back safely is Howard. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit to short. Assery watches it travel into shallow left field, and the error allowing Deese to get on to load things up for South Carolina. Well, they've done it every other inning. In the first and the third, now in the fifth. And the Assery error has Landon Williams coming to the plate with South Carolina All-Stars everywhere, first, second, and third. Williams has been hit by a pitch, walked and singled, and now another base hit. Howard coming in to score. Here comes Cunningham. He will score. 2-3 goes Deese. And with the throw in the vicinity of the plate, Williams will head to second. So Landon Williams delivers with a couple of RBIs. And South Carolina with a little more breathing room, turning that one-run advantage into a 3. Aiden Pomnitz next. He has walked twice and been hit by a pitch. On-base percentage is perfect. And it's compliments of North Carolina pitching. Ashton Hudson to the on-deck circle on the outside part of the plate. Strike 2. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Pomnitz will leave a couple of base runners on. But the big shot was Landon Williams, the single that brings in Howard and brings in Cunningham. South Carolina back out in front by 3 as we head to the 6th.
She's frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Dixie Boys Baseball of Alabama wishes our teams from Alabama the best in World Series play being held in Bossier City, Louisiana. The state of Alabama has won 4 junior boys titles since World Series play began in '96 while capturing 8 titles in Dixie Boys play since '63. Congrats to Alabama State Championship teams, coaches and league officials. We congratulate our state champions from Fairhope and Opelika. Hope that you will win another title for Alabama. D. Mark Mitchell is the state director with Brian Sharp serving as the assistant state director. Top of the 6th, Alex Woody leading things off. Swings at the first Landon Deese pitch. By the way, you notice we have posted a shout-out number on the scoreboard. Time to open up the shout-out lines. You know, we're doing it a little late, but better late than never, right? 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. And you know what we're looking for, right? First, you got to shout out to a team or a team member. Swing, a miss, a couple of strikes on Woody. They would like to know where you're watching the game from, so Put that in the info as well. What part of the state, what part of the country, the world, as Woody becomes a strikeout victim. And if you're kind of watching the game at a unique spot, though these days, I mentioned often, I don't know that there are unique spots anymore to watch games. I did have someone send me a picture to verify that they were watching in scrubs in the operating room, and then had a verification on a crop duster watching the game coverage. Those are unique spots, so include that too. Couple of strikes to Wiley. And last but not least in the request and the text department, got a watch party going on. Swing, a miss, and Wiley strikes out. Get everybody in a selfie and send us a picture. Again, that is 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. Back to the top of the order, Lane Essery. 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. Essery popping it up in the direction of right field, and it is dropped. That is Landon Williams, not able to hang on. And the error allows a base runner to get on. Boone Carter coming to the plate. 334-488-1385. The number there on your scoreboard. Carter's reached on an error, popped out to third and single. 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scoring. Zane Brockman moving to the on-deck circle. Shout out says, go Kings Mountain, your YMCA is watching. Rally hats on. Kings Mountain Family YMCA. Thanks so much to all the YMCAers there in Kings Mountain. So you see, that's how you do it. 334-488-1385. 2 gone, Essery's on, Boone Carter batting. Rips it towards third. Howard tries to dive on it, instead winds up in left field. And Essery will go to second. It's a Boone Carter single, his second of the game. And North Carolina with a couple of base runners with 2 gone. 7th hit of the game for North Carolina. And they're 2 on for Zane Brockman. Good luck, Kings Mountain, from the 2015 Dixie Boys champions, Dallas, North Carolina. Coach Wilkinson. Thanks so much, Coach Wilkinson. And congratulations on 2015. Okay, I'm a little late congratulating you, but good job nonetheless. 1-0 the count on Brockman. A couple of 6-3s and a single. He's driven in a pair of runs. 1 for 3 overall. Text says South Carolina, Lancaster to be precise. You were right. Thank you very much. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Go Lancaster and Ron Robinson, Lancaster County School District, pulling for you. Close it out. Brockman, the 2-1 offering from Deese, fouled away, and the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the 6th. Chris Ruffalo hoping for an opportunity in the 6th. South Carolina trying to get to the bottom part of the inning and hoping to tack on some insurance. Pitches too low to Brockman. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 2 on. Brockman awaiting the Deese pitch. Hit over towards second. And bobbled a bit by Vespi, able to recover and get Brockman on the 4-3. Couple of base runners get on. An error puts one aboard, a single the other, but they are both stranded. 7 left on by North Carolina. Through 6 for them. We go to South Carolina's 6th when we return. Bottom third of the order coming up right after the break.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
South Carolina Dixie Boys and Majors Baseball wishes to express its sincere appreciation to the leagues that participate in Dixie Boys and Majors Baseball in our state. We have outstanding local leadership, great community support of the best young people that represent what is good about our country. The goal of our program is to provide a recreational outlet through the game of baseball for youngsters in the state of South Carolina. We have a great group of South Carolina district directors that support our mission. Bottom of the 6th, Ashton Hudson coming to the plate. North Carolina has committed 1 error. South Carolina has committed 5, but South Carolina leads it by 3. So it doesn't really matter how many marks you got under the E column, just so you got a lot of them under the R. And South Carolina here in the bottom of the 6th will try and tack on some insurance. Shout-out says, wishing Cole Irby happy 14th birthday today from the Dixons in Kings Mountain. Well, Cole Irby got injured earlier, so we hope the birthday gets better for Cole. Shout-out to South Carolina, proud of each of you, especially Noah Rabin. And supporting my hometown boys from Lancaster, South Carolina, a proud supporter. Thanks for the shout-outs. 334-488-1385. Hudson into the strike zone and the count evens. Hudson struck out in the first. He walked in the third. And the infield fly rule was put into effect during his at-bat in the fourth. Jarrett Laney, Ron Williamson coming up. Hudson begins the inning with a K. And for Charlie Melton, that is strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the game. And there's one away as Jarrett Laney comes to the plate. Question via text, how many strikeouts for Lancaster, South Carolina pitcher Landon Deese? Well, let's see. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4 unofficially. So I've got him for 4 Ks in the contest. And the official scorekeeper's got 4. So when he says there's 4, there's a swing and a miss. And Laney becomes another strikeout victim. So the guy on the hill now, Melton, with 5. Like I said, the official scorekeeper knows far better than I. I think I've got him for more than that. So it's 5 for the guy on the hill as Ron Robinson comes to the plate. Well, thank you very much for the kind words about the coverage from Lancaster. Great to have you watching. Shout out to A.J. Wiley from your cousins in Atlanta. Thank you very much. Atlanta cousins came through your neck of the woods yesterday afternoon. And the traffic was about normal for Atlanta. Actually, maybe not quite. I actually made it through without many traffic jams. Outside with the pitch. Travel so much now that I have my what I call TJ snacks. They are traffic jam snacks, good for eating when you get stuck in all that traffic. Walk issue to Robinson, and Tyler Vespi will come to the plate with a base runner on.
Bringing up number 7, Tyler
Tyler Vespi has struck out, singled twice, and ground out. He is 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Buddy Howard next. It is lifted in the direction of left field. That one is up against the wall. Robinson on his way to third, standing at second with a 2-out double, Tyler Vespi.
After a 2-out double by Vespi, number 34, Buddy Howard steps in.
And South Carolina trying to add some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. Buddy Howard, 4 trips to the plate, 3 base hits. Singled in the 1st, 2nd, and 5th. He struck out in the 3rd. And now time has been called. I think it was called by Boone Carter, the North Carolina catcher. And now Carter, who has met with coach, goes to the mound to talk to Charlie Melton. Bottom of the 6th in a game that goes 7. South Carolina trying to add a few more. North Carolina trying to keep that hole right here at 3 runs. In the North Carolina 7th, it is Chris Ruffalo, Landon Jenkins, Cole Irby, or at least his replacement, which in the 5th was Marty Lovingood. And we will see if Lovingood comes to the plate in the 7th as well. Swing and a miss, count evens, 1 each on Howard. Shout out to Alex Woody from Olivia Cutshall in North Carolina. Thanks, Olivia. Count even at 1. On the outside part of the plate. This taking shout-outs can be dangerous on occasion. Here's the 1-2. Howard will poke it foul. I remember doing a game where I got a shout-out from some guy's girlfriend, and then about an inning later, a shout-out from that same guy's other girlfriend, I guess. So I hope everybody is on the same page, shout-out-wise. We don't want to get anybody in trouble. Buddy Howard, singled, doubled, singled. Innings 1, 2, and 5. Struck out in the 3rd. Has scored 3 times and driven in 1. Pitches outside and the count evens. Tidbit says Kings Mountain is about 25 miles west of Charlotte, North Carolina. An 11.5-hour drive to the World Series. Thanks so much for the info. Long haul. Worth the trip, though, and North Carolina athletes, they are here on the next to the last day. Swing and a miss by Howard. Couple of base runners are left on. Nobody scores in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. North Carolina knows the task. They got to have 3, but they would prefer more.
Ozark, a quaint southern town in southeast Alabama, home of Fort Rucker, the world's largest helicopter training facility, and the Army Aviation Museum. While you're in Ozark, enjoy unique shopping and dining. Visit our beautifully manicured downtown square, home of Claybank Jamboree and the Ozark Crawdad and Music Festival. Relax at Ed Lisenby Lake with its excellent fishing and 3-mile walking and birding trail. But no baseball enthusiast can leave Ozark without visiting historic Eagle Stadium, built in 1946. Come enjoy Ozark.
Florida Dixie Boys Baseball, proud to support this broadcast. Frank Hagler, Florida District, make that Florida Dixie Boys and Major State Director, and Denise Stallings, the Assistant Director. Wish all of the teams the best. We recognize the commitment necessary to reach this point. We're glad that we can help support the live broadcast of the Final Four of the Dixie Junior Boys and Dixie Boys World Series, the 2018 Florida State champs from Spring Hill, Florida, and West Seminole. Great reps into left field, and Chris Ruffalo will start things off for North Carolina with a base hit. So North Carolina, which has got to have 3 runs and would prefer more, gets things started with a Ruffalo single. That's his third of the game. It is the 8th North Carolina base hit as well. And a base runner on for Landon Jenkins. Over the head of Jenkins. And that will get Ruffalo second. So Landon Deese, who has worked into the 7th, just a tad wild with the pitch. Ruffalo goes to second. Landon Jenkins is 1 for 2. He has a single and an RBI to his credit. Swings at one there. Count even at 1. Marty Lovingood moving to the on-deck circle. Deese with a glance to the base runner. It is nipped foul by Jenkins. One ball, couple of strikes. I'm thinking this shout out may have come from nearby. So I might have to screen that one. Will you be live broadcasting the finals? You betcha, by the way, says the request. Vespi knocks it down, and then it knocks him down. Jenkins is on. Ruffalo goes to third. Runners at first and third. And that is scored as, so it is an error charged to Vespi. And it puts runners at first and third, and now the tying run comes to the plate. Marty Lovingood struck out looking in the 5th. He filled in for the spot that Cole Irby occupied previously. Swing and a miss, but Jenkins will go to second. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position. Devin Presley moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swing, a miss. Lovingood will strike out for out number 1. One away for Devin Presley. And now Landon Deese. Visit from coach. I don't think he's quite at the pitch count, is he? He's around 100 or so, but I guess that is it. Coach has decided it's time to take Deese out. Deese will leave with a couple of base runners in scoring position and one away in the top of the 7th. 92 pitches, so he wasn't at the max, but coach felt like it was time to get a new guy on the bump, and that new guy is the former shortstop J.P. Cunningham. So while Cunningham gets his warm-up tosses in, we do this and come back to Bossier City. The new pitcher, J.P. Cunningham. Buddy Howard will move to short. Here are the numbers I've got on Deese. Worked 6 in the third, faced 30, struck out 5, walked 1, gave up 8 hits, and a total of 5 runs thus far. But there are 2 runners on, and they would be the responsibility of Deese. So Deese cannot lose the game. He can still win it. But of course, North Carolina hopes he doesn't. South Carolina hopes he does. Devin Presley with a couple of base runners on. Some young Carolina fans. And the folks back home know they're watching the game. There is the walk issued to Presley. And now the bases are all loaded. Into the strike zone to Alex Woody. Woody has ground out to the pitcher. He has struck out twice, 0 for 3 in the game. Hits it over towards third. Deese steps on the bag, trying to get the double play, but it's dropped over at first. And now out at third. No, he was already out at third. I'm not sure why they were telling him to get back to the bag. He was already out on the force out. It was indeed a force out. So out goes Jenkins. Ruffalo comes in to score. Presley is now the base runner at second. Woody is at first after picking up an RBI, and now A.J. Wiley batting with 2 gone in a 2-run contest in the 7th. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Three balls, no strikes. Top of the order awaits on deck. Tying run, now in scoring position. Into the strike zone, 3-1 to Wiley. Wiley is hit into the 6-3, the 4-3, and struck out. He is 0 for 3 in the game. Fouled away. Well, thanks for the broadcast. Thanks to all the sponsors. And we are Lancaster, not Lancaster. Okay, so I got the emphasis on the wrong syllables. Lancaster. Maybe that's closer to right. South Carolina team. And they've achieved much in getting here. Want to appropriately recognize the Wiley walks. And the bases are loaded. Lane Essery has reached twice on errors. Actually, 3 times he's been on because of South Carolina mistakes. Twice at third, once in right. Goes to the screen, but I don't think North Carolina is going to run. Not going to try to run into an out or take a chance on doing so. When you're down to your last out, down by 2 in the top part of the 7th. Inside pitch on Essery. Boone Carter is on deck. We're in the top of the 7th. North Carolina's got the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead run at first. In the visitor half of the 7th. At stake, a berth in the championship game. It comes tomorrow. Pitch is fouled off, and the count evens at 2. So the drama builds here in the top part of the 7th. Essery with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Bases are loaded. It is dribbled towards Deese at third, scoops it up, and apparently was fouled off first. So Essery will come back and try it again. Here's the 2-2 offering. It's outside and the count full. North Carolina, 3 runs in the first. They picked up a couple of runs in the 5th and have 1 in the 7th. South Carolina, 1 in the first, 3 in the second. There is a swing, a miss, drop strike 3, with the bases loaded. Tagged out, coming home is Presley. And this ball game is over. South Carolina has won it by 2 and will advance to the title game tomorrow morning. North Carolina fights to the bitter end. South Carolina wins it by 2. Eight base hits in the ball game for North Carolina. They will leave 10 stranded. Committed 1 error, got runs, 3 in the first, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the seventh. South Carolina 12 hits. They commit 6 errors in the game. Left 12 runners on. But more importantly, come up with the most runs at the end of the game. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth. And it is final. South Carolina beats North Carolina 8-6. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. Got more baseball just ahead. Tennessee and Florida about to go to battle in roughly 45 minutes. We will see you then. Robert Williams, and so long for all of us at JockJive Sports. With a reminder, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Want a copy of this game? $5 a download. Email info@jockjive.com. See you in 45.